Good morning, students. We have come to the 31st class of this NEET, and the uh, encouragement and by the principal and the placement officers and our colleagues. It's really nice, and lot of students across the country, they were posting different doubts, whatever the doubts that we are solving as it on. Some students, they are asking, sir, you do the fundamental thing directly, don't do the questions and answer type. Therefore, some today I am going to do a topic on that elasticity. In fact, majority of the students, they were asking this for past few days. I think they are going on particular pattern, and this with here I am giving an outline of this elasticity. What is that? And it is helpful for both NEET as well as IIT as well as or any competitive exams. Now, see, this is the 31st class. Okay, physics is around, I don't know how many, 23, what is that? So many classes we have finished, about 14 or 15. Can't remember. Now, see, all bodies, see, suppose you take a body, apply a force. If you apply a force, the body get deformed. Say you take a ball, rubber ball, just you apply a force. This is called applied force. When you apply a force on this, the body want to regain its original shape, right? This is called internal force. All bodies can be deformed by applying a suitable force. The deformation, that is called deformation, maybe change in shape here, change in shape or size also. Suppose this is a rubber cord, if you pull it, what will happen? There is a contraction sideward and elongation, right? This is original length and it's an elongation. Therefore, there is a change in shape as well as size, or both will happen. Therefore, this internal force, see, this is an internal force, try to resist the deformation force. This is called what force? Applied force or deformation force, right? Deformation force. Once you release this deformation force, what will happen? It will regain its original position. This was because of deformation for applied force outside or deformation force, it was deformed like this. Now it has regained. This property is called elasticity. It is ability of the solid to return to its original shape and size after it has been deformed by a force. That means if I remove the deformed force, it does. All solid have some elasticity. You take any solid, this elasticity. Greater the elasticity, that means of the body, greater the tendency to regain. See, suppose it's have total greater the elasticity. So I'm applying 10 Newton. This body, one particular body, deforms so much. Same identical body deforms so much. Then same force, it deforms so much. Therefore, the first body and second body and third body, which will have more elasticity. The body 3 has more elasticity. Therefore, greater the elasticity of the body, greater is its tendency to regain its original shape and size after the removal of deforming forces. Now, example, spring, you take it. Spring in automobile, or rubber in a basketball, whatever, rubber band or whatever it is. This is another example you can write. Therefore, what is elasticity? Property of a body, because of it or virtue of which it tends to regain its original shape and size when deforming force is removed, called elasticity. Can you follow? Now I define what is elasticity. If they ask what is elasticity, if they ask you, the property of the body by virtues, because of this property, it tends to regain its original shape and size when deforming force is removed is called elasticity. This is the first PUC definition plus one definition. Okay. See, when a body regain its original position, you apply a force, it regain, apply a force, this deformation takes place, it regains original force, then it's called perfectly, what do you call, perfectly elastic. Suppose after the removal of deforming force, this is the original, this is the original shape, but slightly they deform permanently, right? It is perfect. This is called perfectly plastic. Perfectly plastic. Perfectly plastic. But there is no perfectly plastic, perfectly elastic, right? Therefore, it lies between these two states. The very higher sensors, see, these all are very, very important. Glass, steel are more elastic than rubber. They are more elastic than rubber. Liquid gases are highly elastic. Liquid and gases are highly elastic. See, fluid, you don't take any fluid, it try to resist a change in volume but not shape. Therefore, fluid have volume elasticity. See, this is an important. Fluid has volume elasticity. What about the solid? Solid have an elasticity that is called, it changes the shape as well as volume and possess different type of elasticity that we will discuss. Okay, maybe rigidity or shear stress or volume elasticity, different we will discuss. And first you must know what is stress. Stress is what is also called external force per unit area. When a system of force acting on a body in equilibrium, right? The body, see, this is a body under equilibrium. When a system of force is acting on a body, it comes under the stress, right? Here, stress is also called internal restoring force acting per unit area of the deforming body is called stress. See, suppose I have a rubber, what is it? It is fully made up of rubber, cube, not cube or square, some stuff. Now I am applying a force normally. These are called thrust. What will happen? Its volume decreases. This is the original volume decreases. As a result, what happen? Here, this area, it is forces acting on this area, isn't it? This area. And here on that area, see, I'll write it properly. Right? There is an internal force act on this. There is an internal force, the internal restoring force. This is called internal restoring force. This is applied force, then internal restoring force. Internal restoring force. The internal restoring force acting on this entire area or area of deformed body. This is what normal body, this is deformed body. It's called stress. Correct definition. Definition is what? The internal restoring force acting per unit area of the deformed body is called stress. Understood? That is the stress. Now, stress is equal to what? Force per unit area. Force is what? Stress, I write like this. Force is what? Mass into acceleration, and m, acceleration is meter per second square, area is L square. Therefore, dimension formula, this is for most of the exams they'll ask you, dimensional formula of stress. Force is in Newton. area is meter square. Therefore, Newton per meter square stress. Therefore, unit of stress is called Newton per meter square. Dimensional formula. What is the dimension of? They will ask you for NEET one question they have asked. NEET or IIT jam also they have asked. What is the dimensions of length in stress? -1. Right? Therefore, they ask you indirectly. In order to know this, you must know dimensional formula. You must know what the stress is. Then you have to do all that. Right? They directly ask you this. For all the state board and all, they'll write the dimensional formula, right? But this is the 4th level. Higher level they'll ask you. Now, what is called strain? Stress, I said. What is strain? Strain is what? Change in shape. Change in stress. See, another thing is what? Stress also different type of stress. Here, if we take here, normal stress. This is called normal stress. Right? If you take a book like this, a very, what is that? So such a fat book. Imagine this is a fat book. You are applying a force. This is this direction. Right? Side view like this. A, B, C, D, E, F. I am applying, I am pushing it like this. Right? That means this force is called tangential stress. This is also called tangential force or shearing force. Right? See, this is what normal force is called normal stress. Now, when I apply a force is acting on the tangential direction, parallel to the surface, it's called the force is applied parallel to the surface. That means when I am applying a force to parallel surface, what will happen? The body get deformed, correct? That means the body get deformed. Look. There is a small displacement x. Here also there is displacement because there is a angular displacement theta. This is length A, suppose L. Right? This is L. What is tan theta? Tan theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. Theta is very, very small for a solid body. Theta is nearly equal, therefore is equal to x by L. Deformation to original length. Right? This is also called tangential stress. Right? Tangential stress, force per unit area. This force, tangential force per unit area. Sorry. This is called tangential force per unit area, which is called tangential stress. Tangential stress. Then what I mentioned here is called deformation. It's called strain. What is called strain? Strain is equal to deformation to original length, like this. Here, opposite or adjacent, this is the measure of strain. Therefore, strain is the change in size of the body because the size, this body changes its shape of the body. More the angle theta, more the change in shape, or more the displacement x, this direction, the shape changes. Therefore, what is called strain? Strain is what? Change of size or change in shape of the body. Why change is changing? Because due to deforming force is called strain. Therefore, strain is what? Change in size or shape of the body due to the deforming force. That means deforming force or forces is called strain. Here, what is the strain you observe here? What is the strain? The more deforming force you apply, what happens? More angle, theta, and more displacement this direction. That means the shape itself changes. It was the original shape was like this. Because you are applying the force, the body shape changes. Right? This is the new shape. This was the original shape. Original shape and new shape. This depends upon what angle it tilted and what distance. Therefore, strain is equal to change in dimension, original dimension, right? Change in dimension, and it is called degree of deformation is also called strain. Therefore, strain is also the measure of degree of deformation. See, these are the words they will ask you. Degree of deformation, deformation is also called strain. See how to measure the strain. What is strain? Strain is the measure of ratio of change in dimension to original dimension. Original dimension is very important. Say example, you have a rubber cord, right? This is the original length, right? And this is an area. A is an area, right? Now what I do is I apply a force. This is applied force. As a result, what happened? There is an internal force developed. Internal force. That is what? External force is this. This is called deforming force. Therefore, external force acting per unit area. Therefore, force per unit area. As a result, what happens? There is an increase in length. Look, what happens, you see. There is a increase in length, or L they will give small l. Therefore, what is longitudinal? Longitudinal strain. Longitudinal strain is equal to change in length by original length. Some textbook L0 they will write, right? Therefore, delta L by L0, a different symbol. But this is also unit meter, this is also unit meter. Therefore, strain has no unit. Strain has no unit. What about the stress? Stress has a unit. What is the unit? One is Newton per meter square, right? Newton per meter square. But for solid and liquid, for gas it is called Pascal. Newton per meter square is called Pascal for gas. Now, here, what is longitudinal strain? Then again what? Shearing. Shearing strain. Again I will tell you what is shearing strain. This is the body. This is L, right? You can imagine like this, right? L. I am applying a force parallel to the surface. This is called tangential force. As a result, what happens? There is a displacement, right? X. X is the displacement of the plane. This plane is displaced so much, right? Therefore, here what? This much displaced. Therefore, displacement of the plane from the fixed position. Okay. Therefore, this is the theta is measure of shearing strain. Therefore, shearing strain is equal to tan theta is equal to x by L. This tan theta is very, very small. Theta is nearly equal to x by L. It's called shearing strain, right? Shearing strain. The next, volume strain. What is called volume strain? Volume strain. Sometimes you can write what? Bulk strain. Suppose you have a body, right? Now, Actually, this is the original position, original size of the body, because you are applying full, just you are pressing it all direction. Now this is the original volume is V, the new volume is small v, right? And force per unit area, that means force in all direction, you are pressing in all direction. Force per unit area is also equal to called volume strain, volume stress, force per unit area. This is also called pressure. P is equal to volume stress, right? The force per unit area. What is strain? What is volume strain? Volume strain is equal to change in volume. What is the change in volume here? This is V1, this is V2. V1 minus V2. V1 minus V2. V is 10, this is 8, 2. There is a change in volume, right? Therefore, V2 minus V1 is called change in volume. Therefore, change in volume by original volume, or small v by capital V, they give anything, okay? Change in volume. Therefore, change in volume by original volume is also called volume strain. Now, what is limit? See, elastic limit, I'll tell you. That is called, first I have to tell what is elastic limit. Elastic limit. When elastic limit, it has been found experimentally that many substances that strain produced by a given stress, here you apply a, what is it? Stress is directly proportional to strain. Immaterial of what type of stress you give, what is the strain. But there is, once you remove the stress, the body regains. That is, therefore, if the deformation, but stress should not be too much. There is an elastic limit, they call. Elastic limit, they call it's an elastic limit. If you have sufficiently a large force load, suppose you take a wire, you apply a load, it will expand, remove it, it will come back. Keep on adding, it will expand and again come back when you remove the force. But there is one limitations. If you keep on adding the weight, it will not regain its original position. After a certain point of time, it will break. This is called breaking point. Therefore, example, if a sufficient large load is applied for a suspended copper wire, it will not regain its original position. Therefore, what is called elastic limit, they call. Elastic limit is the maximum stress. Maximum stress from which an elastic body will not recover. From which an elastic body will recover its original state. After removal of, that means after removal of this maximum deforming force, or after removal of deforming force. Deforming force is also called elastic limit. Is also called what? Elastic limit. Elastic limit is what? Maximum stress from which an elastic body will recover its original state after removal of this one. What is Hooke's law? It is a simple relation by Robert Hooke, what is that, 1676, his student only, Newton, okay. His statement is very, very simple. Within the elastic limits, stress is directly proportional to strain. That means within elastic limit, stress is directly proportional to strain. Okay. Therefore, statement of Hooke's law, that is, within the elastic limit, the stress is directly proportional to strain. See, the disturbance will be there forever. You please adjust. That is the usual thing. We should not get disturbed by external agents, right? Therefore, here stress is directly proportional to strain within elastic limit. Therefore, stress is equal to some constant into strain, or you write stress by strain is equal to constant. This constant sometimes is called modulus of elasticity. Modulus of elasticity. This it depends upon the material. It depends upon the material. Okay. What is stress is what? Newton per meter square. It has no unit. There are modulus of elasticity. Dimension is what? Dimensions of modulus of elasticity is equal to dimensions of stress itself. Force is what? Force is mass into acceleration divided by t square. You know how to write that. Per meter square is m square. Therefore, n, l, m, here l t to the power of minus 2, here l square, therefore m l to the power of minus 1, t to the power of minus 2. These dimensions for modulus. Right? Now, whatever we have done so far, here what is Young's modulus? First, types of modulus. Type of modulus we are going to describe. One is what? Young's modulus. Another is what? Bulk modulus. Another is called rigidity modulus. Rigidity. Because I don't want to write a neat handwriting where you already learned this. It is only a sort of a revision I am doing it. Now, Young modulus. What is Young modulus? Sometimes Q, some textbook they write Y and all that. This is elasticity of length. Young's modulus is also called elasticity of length. It is defined as what? It is defined as the ratio of longitudinal stress to the longitudinal strain, but within the elastic limit. Therefore, Young's modulus Q is defined as the ratio of longitudinal stress. 2 means divided by 2, the longitudinal strain within elastic limits. Now, what is Young's modulus? Y or Q is equal to longitudinal stress by longitudinal strain. Right? Stress is what? Force per unit area. Strain is what? Change in length by original length. Therefore, Y is equal to F by A divided by delta L by L, or F by A into L by delta L. Don't cancel this delta and all that. That is why we write this is what? F by A into capital L by small l. We write it. Now, see if it is a form of wire. Right? The wire, what is this base? This is area. Area is what? pi r square. Area is what? Pi r square. You can substitute here. Therefore, Young modulus is what? F L pi r square L. Okay. Then what is bulk modulus? Bulk modulus, yeah, rigidity modulus, I'll tell. Rigidity modulus, that is denoted by N. It's called elasticity of shape. Young modulus is elasticity of length. This is elasticity of shape. Therefore, what is within elastic limit? The ratio of tangential stress to shearing strain. That is important. See the shearing strain is called with the, if you want, right, within the elastic limit. You are right. Within the elastic, the ratio of tangential stress to shearing strain is called rigidity modulus. Now, what is rigidity modulus denoted by N? Therefore, rigidity modulus N is given by stress. What is that? Tangential stress to shearing strain. Shearing strain is measure of theta. Tangential stress is what? Force per unit area. If you have this type of shape, right, as I said, this is L, this is X, this is also X, this is L, this is theta, then what will write? Theta is equal to nearly is equal to opposite over adjacent. Therefore, N is equal to F A theta, or F A theta is what? X by L, or N is equal to X F by sorry F into L, X into A. Right? Then next they will ask you this one. What is that? Bulk modulus, bulk strain, or volume strain. Volume strain denoted by K. Right? Here bulk is defined as the ratio of within the elastic limit. Within the elastic element, the ratio of change in volume. Change in volume to original volume when an external force applied normally. That is, you can write volume strain, see, volume strain by volume stress. That way also within elastic limit you can call. The bulk strain is defined as the ratio of change in volume to original volume, that is this one, strain, when an external force is applied normally or uniformly over a whole surface of the body. Therefore, volume strain, therefore here K is equal to volume stress by volume strain. This is what? Force per unit area is change in volume by original volume. See, here you have to be careful. K is equal to force per unit area, force acting in all direction, and change in volume by original volume. This is also called pressure. They call pressure by dV by V, or PV by dV is equal to K, bulk modulus. Okay, all these things you supposed to know. And here you have to stress strain diagram. We are going to study stress strain diagram. I will do in the next class. Lot of questions will be being asked, and not only that, I will be telling you this also, Poisson ratio. Poisson's ratio. right? And the relation between the Young's modulus, rigidity modulus, and bulk modulus is also very, very important. That we'll do in the next class. Go through that, read all the questions and come. Right? Thank you.